Well, good afternoon, my friends, and happy Friday. It's the 9th of April. It's a lovely, sunny, autumnal day outside, and today I've got the quilting bug, which is really rare. I haven't felt it a lot this year, so I'm running with it. I'm going with it. I'm not fighting against it. I'm embracing it and just sort of going with it. So I'm going to spend the rest of the afternoon doing some quilting. I've just pressed and laid out the lovely quilt that I will be working on, and it's this one here. It's my little Scrappy Plus quilt. Ta-da! I've just sandwiched a piece of cotton batting in between it, and this is what I'm using for the backing. This really fun grid-like rainbowy type print. I think it works well with it. I mean, it's got all the colours that I've used, and you know, it's just something fun and different, and that's what I'm all about. So it's lovely and loud and colourful, and I just love it. So now I just have to give it a bit of a spray, another press, just to make sure that everything is nice and flat and perfect the way that I like it, and then we'll get quilting. As you all know, I absolutely hate basting quilts. I mean, no, I don't hate it. It's just my least favourite thing to do when it comes to quilting. And I've discovered that I can actually baste smallish lap quilt, baby quilts, and maybe one that's slightly bigger. I can actually baste it here on my huge sewing table. I don't know why I haven't just done that in the past, but I saw someone that I follow on Instagram baste their quilt on their dining table. I'm like, I can do that. I can do that on my sewing table. This table that I have is actually an old cutting counter from Spotlight, so it's actually possibly bigger than a dining table, and it's at the right height where it's not hurting my back. I actually basted the baby quilt that I was helping Jess out with in my last vlog. I basted that actually on this table, and it worked out really well. I wasn't crawling and scrambling all over the floor. It was really easy just to roll it up, spray, roll it back down again, and then bring it over to the ironing board and then press it. So that's what I'm going to do with this one, and I tell you what, it has just made the whole process of basting a quilt so much easier. I'm not procrastinating over it. I'm not having to take things from one room back to the other. Everything's all in this room. It can all just stay here, and I just spray. The only thing that I have found is I usually spray baste on the carpet, so any sort of overspray I don't really notice because it just goes on the carpet and disappears. However, any overspray on my table, the table gets a little bit tacky. I mean, I can put something underneath it to protect the table, but that's another step, and I'm not into faffing. I just want to get it done, you know? So I'm really careful when I spray. I do need to actually bring up my cutting mat. I still have that on my table, so I'll move that in a minute. But yeah, other than that, yeah, life hack, sewing hack, realization hack, I don't know. But now that I know that I can easily baste a quilt on my sewing table, it's changed the game. So without procrastinating and chatting and rambling any more than I really need to, let's baste this baby up. Has now been basted and pressed, and we're ready to get quilting. But first I'm going to mark a few straight lines on top of the quilt top using a big ruler and my Hera marker. Recently I've just sort of been eyeballing my lines, but this time I want my lines to be just a little bit more precise. And when I say lines, I mean quilting lines on top of the quilt top. I just want it to look a little bit like neat for this one. I don't know why, I just feel like being neat today. The pattern that I'm going to do on the quilt top, I think I'm just going to do just like a really basic crisscross through each of the blocks, and yeah, leave it at that really. I was actually going to do like through each of the squares, but it's going to take forever. So I think I'm just going to do a crisscross throughout each of the blocks, and yeah, we'd just be done with that. Okay, here we are back at the sewing machine again. Hello, my pretty girl. How are you today? I think I've got my stitch length on 2.5. I think I'll just leave it there. What a nice, lovely, delicate little stitch on this one. I also have my awesome Fons and Porter quilting gloves that Aisha gave me and which I reviewed in my last vlog. I love them. I think they're amazing. So, any excuse to wear them again. I've also just realised from my walking foot is very dusty from when I was quilting last. I have actually never cleaned this sewing machine. I actually am quite scared to take it apart and clean it, so that's a terrible thing to admit, but I will do it eventually, I suppose, one day when I get the courage to open it up and have a fiddle. But she seems to be going okay at the moment, so I'm not panicking or worrying. Anyway, I'm just going to get myself comfortable because this stool is one of the most uncomfortable stools I've ever bought. When I'm sewing, I stand up, like when I'm piecing and stuff. But when I'm quilting, I sit down, and I use this wooden stool that I got from IKEA. The kids love sitting on it at the dinner table, but me sitting down and quilting on it, it is so uncomfortable. So I kind of have to get it like in the right spot so that my foot is sort of like resting comfortably and I'm just comfortable. I've tried to put like a cushion on it and stuff like that, but the cushion slides off and then it's too high, and it's just such a faff. But I need the space here to be able to quilt, otherwise I'd take it and put it on my desk then maybe, but then my computer's in the way. Anyway, it's a whole thing. Let's put some good music on as always. We'll see what Spotify has to offer me, and then we'll get quilting. We'll get started. Hello? You're my helper. What you sniffing? Are you my helper? Hey puppy, you gonna help me do some quilting or keep me company? Yeah? Oh, you're a beautiful boy. Yes, hello. Oh, yeah, I know. Good boy. Oh, might be a little bit hard to see, but this is what we're up to. I've done the lines all going down this way of the quilt. Now I just have to do them all going the opposite way. I think it's turning out pretty well. It's coming together really quickly and I'm very happy with it. And I still have my little sewing buddy here, Charlie. Hello puppy. You still my little sewing buddy? You're doing a very good job. Yes, you are. You are. You're doing a very good job keeping me company. Yeah. Good boy. Say hello to everyone. I'll roll over instead. Okay. Everyone's been asking me for more Charlie content and how he is, so here you go. I hope you're enjoying seeing him. If he's not outside, he's usually always by my side, just chilling out. He's like my little shadow, almost like I'm Mary and he's my sheep, you know? But I'm not complaining. He's my little bestie. He's my big sook and I love him. Days. I've just finished quilting. It just kind of snuck up on me on surprise. I was just, you know, listening to some music and just quilting away, lost in thought. sort of like on automatic pilot, and all of a sudden I didn't have any more lines to quilt and I finished. I love it when that happens. Oh, I'm happy. What a great afternoon of sewing. It's just really put me in a really great mood, and I haven't been in a great mood for a while, I have to admit. Just the stresses of life have been getting to me, so nice Friday afternoon bit of sewing has just really just made me happy, and that's all that matters. So let's have a look at this lovely quilt now. Oh, super happy. I'm going to show you from here. Can you tell? I don't know, but ta-da! I'm actually going to give it a bit of a press before I put the binding on, just to make sure that it's nice and smooth, because I love smoothness. I love everything being smooth and wrinkle free. In celebration of this being a scrappy quilt, I'm going to be using some old binding that has been in my binding box forever, and there's a ton of it, so I think I should have enough. I'm going to measure it before I even start using it. I do have another extra little bit here that I can sew onto this piece if I need it, but this binding I think I made maybe at least 5 years ago, and it's just a black spot, so I thought because I don't have any black in this quilt and it is celebrating colour, I thought I'd frame it off with a black spotty binding. It's nice to have a binding that's pretty much ready to go. So let's get this awful uncomfortable stool out the way. Changing the subject, I seriously need to redo this sewing room. There's stuff everywhere. It's such a mess and I can't handle it. My goal before the end of the year, let's set that up. By the end of the year, we'll get this room sorted and tidied and organized. Is it gonna happen? I don't know. Only time will tell. Right, so here is our effort for the afternoon. Little quilt has been quilted and the binding has been put on. I did have second thoughts while I was sewing the binding on that it wasn't going to work, but I think it looks okay with the black binding. It just kind of frames it off a bit. I also kind of quite like how it clashes with the back as well. I mean, the whole quilt sort of clashes, I think, because it's just so scrappy. So I'm going to leave today's adventures here because my battery is about to die. So I'm going to charge that overnight and I will pick you back up tomorrow and we'll try and finish this, and then we'll also try and finish this project here. I only have 4 more petals to embroider, and then we can sew that together and make a lovely cushion. For those of you who missed the last vlog, that is what it looks like a little bit up close. I really love it. I love the colours and the prints, and yeah, it's turning out to be a really nice, lovely little project. Well, good afternoon, my friends. Happy Monday. It's the something of April. I'm so bad at dates. It's the 26th of April and I hope you're doing well. It's been such a long time since I last vlogged. I think the last time was maybe like 2 weeks ago, and I was finishing off my colourful quilt. I only just finished it maybe like a couple of days ago because I've just sort of like, yeah. So I thought I'd show it to you. I'm really happy with it. Ta-da! It's really hard to see. Maybe I'll have to step back a bit. Can you see it? Bring it up a little bit closer. It now has the lovely black binding sewn onto it, along with this really awesome colourful backing. I love it. So yeah, it's just a really fun little quilt. I'm just really happy with the way that it turned out. I still have to label it. I'm kind of procrastinating over labeling it because I don't know whether to keep this or to sell it. I'm pretty sure I talked about this in a vlog maybe a couple of months ago. I'm still not sure whether I'm going to keep it or sell it because I honestly really have enough quilts. I mean, like, I really just don't know what to do with them all. The reason why I'm hesitating over selling this is because it's just got so many memories in it. Like, all the fabrics in it are from quilts gone by, and they all have such lovely memories associated with it. Like, for example, there's a little budgie print that I have here. Just here. I used this fabric in my big swoon quilt, which I then eventually gifted to my beautiful friend Aisha in the UK. So when I see that fabric, I think of her and the reason why I made that for her. And so yeah, there's just lots of different fabrics in here that kind of have that kind of meaning and connection. So I'm kind of talking myself out of selling it. Ugh, I think I'm going to keep it. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Yeah, right, I'll keep it. I've just talked myself into it. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I thought I'd show you that finish. I'll possibly do like an Instagram post on that sometime this week. I've got to get all of the dog hair off it because Charlie just molts like crazy. So literally half our house is either dust or dog hair, which is gross, but it's the honest truth. Another thing that I've been meaning to finish, I've been trying so hard to do it, but I've just been so busy, and that's finishing this little project. I've only got 3 more petals to do. I've kind of sewn half of one, so technically I have like 2.5 to stitch up, and then I can piece it all together and make it into a pillow. So I kind of want to get that project done before putting this vlog out, because I just feel like both of these projects are just projects that have just been running along, and I want to have them just finished because I have 2 quilts that I want to start. First one is, I'm already behind. I knew I would be, but that's okay. It is what it is. It is the Nightingale Quilt Along. That's on Instagram. It's being hosted by Lo and Behold Stitchery. I think I talked about this before. I can't remember. But this is the quilt that she's doing for her quilt along. I managed to put up like the first post where I shared the fabrics that I was using, but that's it. I'm like 2 weeks behind, I think, maybe a week and a half. I haven't cut out any fabrics yet. I haven't made up any blocks. It's just finding the time between work and life responsibilities and just also trying to take a break. I'm just finding it very hard to juggle at the moment. And then the other quilt that I am hoping to make, that I'm wanting to make because I just absolutely fell in love with it. Oh yeah, I do have a picture of it. I've actually already cut up the pieces for this, but I'm going to be showing that to you in another vlog. I'm going to vlog both of these quilts. I'm going to do like little mini vlogs for each one, sort of showing the process of making it. They're not going to be like tutorial style because these patterns are copyright. If you want to make them, buy the pattern and make it. But I'm just sort of going to vlog my journey of making it as I usually do. But the other quilt that I'm wanting to make, and I've already started cutting out, is this one. It is called Fresh as a Daisy, and this is by Pen and Paper Patterns. This pattern I brought on Etsy, and the Nightingale quilt, I'm pretty sure I brought this via her website. So once I get this pillow finished, these are the next 2 quilts that I'm going to do. And I don't very often make quilts from bought patterns. Majority of my quilts are made up by myself. So it's a block that I've seen, that I've been inspired by, and I just make a quilt from it. But yeah, I don't often follow patterns. But this time I'm excited. I'm really ready for it. So I have all the fabrics and obviously the patterns. It's just finding the time to do it. But we're not doing these just yet. I want to get this finished and then we'll move on to these. So this is something to look forward to sometime during the year. Gosh. So yeah, that's kind of life in a nutshell at the moment. I thought I'd just quickly say hi today, show you what I'm up to, add a little bit more to this vlog, and yeah, just let you know I'm still here. Good morning, my friends, and happy Tuesday. It's the 28th of April. It's almost May and I'm freaking out. How is it almost May already? Crazy. So yeah, it's Wednesday. It's my day off of work today, and I've got lots of things happening today. In about an hour I'm going to go to the dentist and get the last of my crown fitted on this side. So later on in the afternoon I might be talking a little bit funny, so yeah, I just gotta keep my eye on the time so I can get there in time. But in the meantime, how many times did I just say time? But to fill in the hour before I have to go, I'm going to prep the quilt label that I made yesterday for my colourful cross quilt that I showed you in my last clip. I quickly stitched this up yesterday. I'm trying my best to do just a little bit of sewing every day, just to sort of, you know, spark something to get the inspiration flowing, and just to keep sort of like in it kind of thing, you know. So yesterday I sewed this up, and now we're just gonna prep it ready for when I come home from the dentist and I'm feeling all sore and sorry, and I can just sit on the lounge and just attach it to the back of the quilt. That's what it will look like. One thing I didn't think when I was piecing it all together is having a hexie where I can actually write information. I usually write information on the middle hexie, but this one is just like full of words, so I might have to do it on this one, which I don't think will be a real issue, but I always put it in the middle. So I'm just going to take all of the basting stitches out and then pop it onto the back using my hemline stick thing. Apologies, it's called a sew line. This is my little sew line glue stick. And you have a little glue here, and you wind it up and have a little bit of glue there, and it just sticks one fabric to another nice and quickly. It's sort of like in place of an applique. There she is. Lovely, lovely quilt label on the back of the quilt. That took like next to no time, and it looks really great. I love the clash of colours and prints and just everything. It's very me, this quilt. So I'm just going to write something on it. I'm not sure, possibly just the date that it was finished and, you know, made by me. And then yeah, we'll sew it onto the back of the quilt when I come home from the dentist. And look at what else we have to finish. I got the last 3 petals all stitched up last night, and so now they are all ready to be pieced together to be made into our pillow. That is something that's possibly not going to happen today. I might be able to get it stitched up together maybe tomorrow after work or Friday, but yeah, I'm excited that that's now at the next stage to get finished, because just sort of been going on forever about it. I'm now going to go and get ready for my adventures to the dentist, and I will see you afterwards. Okay, it's a couple of hours later, and as you can tell by the way that I'm speaking, I'll be to the dentist. I sound ridiculous. So I'm very numb. Everything went well. I have no issue about going to the dentist, so it really isn't a problem for me. It's just now waiting for all of the stuff she puts in to make me all numb just to wear off. So in the meantime, I have a nice big water bottle of ice cold water I'm just going to sip on while I stitch up the label that I did for the quilt this morning. So let's go get comfy on the lounge and get it done. I forgot to show you what I wrote on the label. I quickly did this before I left. I don't know, I just sort of doodled around and came up with that. So I just wrote the date, who made it, and then just like the name of the quilt with like a little bit of a illustration of what's on the front. I thought that was a little bit different, a little bit fun. So Yeah. Well, good afternoon, my friends, and happy Friday. I thought I'd just quickly end this vlog by showing you the finished label of the plus quilt I've just finished. It always feels good to finish a quilt. Now it's just figuring out what to do with it and where to put it, but anyway, we'll figure it out, don't worry. So before I say goodbye, I just want to let you know you will be seeing me again tomorrow, because tomorrow is the 1st of May and I will be doing every day May again. Yeah, I said that right, didn't I? Yeah. Just like I did last year and the year before, I'm pretty sure I did it. I will be vlogging every day during the month of May. So that starts tomorrow, as tomorrow is the 1st of May. And yeah, I'll try my very, very best to daily vlog every day during the month of May. I'm pretty excited about it. I really miss vlogging and spending time on my YouTube channel and saying hi to you all and sharing what's going on. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for the month. I've got lots of things planned. This pillow, we're going to finish that during May because I just don't have the time to do it today. But yeah, I have lots of things planned and I hope you can join me while I daily vlog during May, and I hope you will enjoy it too. So with that, I hope you're all having a lovely day and I will see you again tomorrow. Yay! Bye-bye!